Okay. As usual, please give me a feedback for the audio, if it's okay. Let's see. Yeah, there's some delay. Audio. Okay. Awesome. Okay, so good evening or good morning for the Americans. Thank you for being here. So today we'll go on with what we started, and we'll consider what happens after the right and left translation. And but before, I want to share with you something that is the reasons why I decided to share with the world what I knew after some time, sometimes after 36 years, after 36 years of keeping it secret. I mean, just keep it very, very close. So the reasons are quite complex. So what I did is writing an article that I published on my blog. So where I also linked this playlist of videos, and so it can be useful for future reference. But I want to share it with you all now. It's just a few minutes, and we don't take off too much time from the real thing. So I just read what I wrote, so it will be there for. So many ask me why I decided to share the Tit Sin Kuen, a choice contrary to the course of action that I had kept up to now regarding the spread of martial arts on the internet, and Hung Kuen in particular. The answer is articulated, so I prefer to write it. I state that today there are only two living people who learn Tit Sin Kuen from Master Chan Hon Chung. The first and most important one is my older brother and dear friend Cheung Yee Keung, who in turn has become an esteemed sifu, but has also recently almost abandoned teaching. The second is myself, who has had the honor of being welcomed as a student and personally valued by Chan Hon Chung, to the point of receiving from him this precious recognition. So until now, I had only shared Tit Sin Kuen with very few grandchildren, people like me and trustworthy. But in these days of forced reflection due to the pandemic, I have come to the conclusion that it is better to make available to everyone the precious knowledge I have been a custodian of since 1984. Why? Because in the pre-internet years, Tit Sin Kuen represented one of the ancient traditions of the Hung Kuen school. Therefore, it was not demonstrated, was trained in private, was handed down by the teacher to a very small number of students. Receiving Tit Sin Kuen was an important recognition, a kind of certificate assigned by the master certifying the completion of the path. So knowledge of Tit Sin Kuen is a necessary condition for being a Hung Kuen sifu. Over the past century, this obstacle has helped to preserve the quality of the teachers and of the style. But with the 2000s and the advent of the internet, anyone can collect here and there some material, often of poor quality, sometimes partial, what you find, assemble it following the drawings of the Lam Sai booklet we spoke yesterday about this, then spread it as the real thing. The result is a huge number of self-proclaimed Hung Kuen teachers who show techniques having little or nothing in common with the teachings of Master Chan Hon Chung. And this spoils the knowledge. This is not written, but just to share it with you. That this spoils, because this puts a lot of weird and stuff, and there's a huge quantity of stuff that is not good, but people go search on the internet, and so they find bad stuff. Okay, for this reason, after a long reflection, I decided to share Tit Sin Kuen with the Hung Kuen practitioners, giving them the opportunity to get in touch with the extraordinary technical basis of Chan Hon Chung's Hung Kuen, technical bases that are at risk of being lost. So I really hope that those who follow me in this series of videos have the intellectual honesty to use what I share with common sense, in a way compatible with their technical level, and mainly for analyzing and questioning their technical background. So, for this reason, I strongly advise those who have not completed the study of all forms against engaging in the practice of Tit Sin Kuen by copying it from these videos, which may instead be useful for developing the fundamental principle of the Hung Kuen school of Chan Hon Chung. That means stance, interaction between pelvis and diaphragm in breathing, energy management in creating bridges. This is why I share this stuff, not for letting people copy it from a video and think they're learning. It doesn't work this way, okay? So I trust that you will do a good use of what I am sharing. So this is the first part. The second part is somebody asked me about the way to let the energy flow. Well, this is something that is very, very difficult to explain in a video and in a one-way situation. So, I mean, I talk and you listen, and we should discuss it and try together. That's why you cannot learn Tit Sin Kuen from a video. You have to show it, to get it in the real life. But I have just one little trick that I recently discovered. I cannot say that I learned. I discovered because we have stuff. After many years of practicing the arts, we have a lot of stuff that we don't bring to consciousness, but that we have. And this from my good friend, Dorillo Rota, who I am training with, and who is a guy that did with the Wing Chun what I am doing with the home style. So trying to find the original, the deep, the ancient meanings and the ancient reason of each movement. And what this trick is, forget the forearm and consider that your arms end at the elbow. And when you throw the techniques, throw them as putting your attention to the elbows. Whatever you do, is if you push, if you punch, whatever you do, just think that you're working with the elbow. The rest comes. It's like a whip, you know. And this works perfectly when you do the Tit Sin. Let's go and do it. So we can start if you want to do it together, what we've done till yesterday. Let's start finding good mood, a good pace. Okay, it's coming. Hey. Oh. Hey. Wow. Oh. Hey. Ta. Hey. It goes on with stuff this way, but now we do this part on the left side, the symmetric part. Okay? So we finish the beginning and we are here. And so hey. Okay, so we've done it this way and this way. As you see, we introduced, after going this way, that way, we introduced the sound that I call MG. So this sound is incredible because it this sound is incredible. Understood? Okay, with the perspective. Okay, thank you. It's incredible because it's the link between East and West. The same year that I learned Tit Sin Kuen, I had a strong experience in my country because I had a few months before going to Hong Kong. It was August when I went to Hong Kong. So what happened? I've been suffering from this strong allergy that since I was a kid. That came in around April or May. And going to the holistic doctor, I have been suggested to do a certain series of shots that I didn't like at all because they were really painful. And so he said, "Okay, you don't want to do the shots. You have to work hard on something. It's what? It's you need to sing. Sing, yeah." So there is this special way of singing that comes from this German Swiss a philosopher called Rudolf Steiner, who made the anthroposophy, and there's a science, there's this esoteric science. I mean, I don't want to go on with this, but the thing is that in this way of singing, that's called the method Verbeck, that is a way of training for the lyric singers. There is a sound that is exactly the sound of the Tit Sin Kuen. So this is NG, like so the creation of resonance, and is exactly the same thing that Master Chan Hon Chung taught me a few months after starting the Verbeck singing system. And you know what? I forgot the allergy. It disappeared in less than a year. And what I felt is that the more you train this sound, this NG sound, the more you feel the resonance, the more you feel that you fill the room with this sound, that and the better you feel after completing the form. So the Tit Sin Kuen is linked with West, with this sound that is also a sound that I have heard in 1978 in the Pauline Monastery in the Lantau Island, where my friends brought me for a ceremony for the Buddha. I don't remember what. We spent all the night there with all this lady making papers to burn for the ancestors, and while doing this thing that they went on doing, and it's the same that comes from the Tit Sin Kuen. So it works wonderfully. So train the Tit Sin Kuen, and please remember that it's always a matter of sustain it until the air that you have is finished, and you feel that everything vibrates in you, and I tell you, it works. I mean, after being a bad allergic with asthma and stuff in 1 year with this NG, I was healed. Wonderful. Let's go back to our Tit Sin Kuen. We do it again together, and we show the details. So we've done the part here, okay? Boom. And things to remember. So as we said yesterday, changing the direction, opening the rear foot just to create the room for having the 2 feet correctly on the sides of the attack line. So here's one, you listen, and intention, eyes, turn the head, start turning the waist, and go that way. And when you do that, it's not the leg, it's the waist that goes. Okay? So, again. Hey! Now you have done strike, punch, whatever it is, this way, so you hear something coming there. So as usual, you start from in eye, you listen, then intention, eyes, head, and then the rest. Okay? Again, you hear from the side. We do it on the other side. Again, always please take care when you turn. When you turn, take care of first you punch here, and so working on this way, then you hear something coming from the back, and so you have to put your attention and your intention, and then your intention to 180 degrees there. So, okay, so it's like this. See, it's like this. There is the waist, just a little bend on the front leg help you to turn with keeping the weight and the level of the waist at the same on the same line and go up and down. So the other side. Finished? Oh. Hey. Ta. Remember, we started with the left. Excuse me, with the right. We are in the first part. With the right hand below, and we go on with the right hand below on all this set. At the end, we will have the same thing, frontal, and we'll do it with the left hand below. Okay? So. Hey. So, in this, doing this, especially when you do this part, think what I said before. Think the elbows. Whatever you do, when you do this, you're not crossing your forearms. You're just launching your elbows. It's like, and the power, the energy doesn't come from if you launch the forearms. There's no power. It's forearms. It's like when you spar, do sparring and stuff, and you launch the forearms, so you block with your forearms, nothing happens. But if you launch your elbows, you feel the energy coming in, and you can, after a while, you can start training the Tit Sin this way. So like, wow, oh, it's not meant to be practiced this way, but it's not wrong to practice it this way from time to time, because it helps you to understand that you do not have to strengthen the muscles of your forearm, because this blocks your energy flow. If you trust, your forearms must be loud, relaxed until the moment when you're finished, and then again loud. Oh, loud. Hey, ah. And it's here. It's not. I always listen to people that say, you block a strike coming here. Try to block a punch that comes directly to life. So if the punch is in your face, the punch is in your chest, it's not, it's just, if you block, if you use your elbows and the upper part of your arm, you feel the energy that comes. So they plug everything. It's very interesting. So please try this, and go on practicing. Please, as I said, do not try to learn this if you don't have a consistent background, please. It's if you don't know the Hung style, if you haven't practiced the weapons. I practice all the weapons now. The only weapon that I practice now is a straight, the kim, the straight sword. But because that has to do with other way of using the body. But if you do not have a deep knowledge and a deep self-consciousness of your movements, please don't try to learn it. Get the basics. Get the idea of the positions. And just before finishing, practice your si-hing ma just the same way that you practice, the position at this end. Practice the si-hing ma like this, and the same from si-hing ma to ting ma. You can do it the same way. There's no need to do all the stuff here that is just for understanding purposes, but it's just a matter of fun. It's just a matter of poof. It goes. This scene is just a wonderful, an incredible tool for understanding what you have done before. It helps to reconsider all the movements and to find the deep reason. Because if we don't do that, we keep thinking that we can block a strong punch doing the crane peak, and then we can hit with the tip of our fingers on the head of the guy, like they're staying unbalanced in a very good-looking position. It's not so. So if after taking the teaching, you understand it's like this, acceleration and getting in, which has nothing to do with blocking and hitting the head with the tip of the head. It's just pure conceptual that has to be done properly, but the Tit Sin Kuen helps you understanding the deep ancient meaning of the movements that back in the days were transmitted by the old masters, but that too many cases are lost. So thank you for joining this group, and I'll see you tomorrow so we can go on with our consideration and with our doing. Please stay home. Stay home. We need to stop this horrible virus, and the only way is staying home. Okay. Thank you. Love you.